and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for all the toy news, action figure news of the week that interested me, that hopefully interests you, and a bit of a mixed bag this week. A pretty slow week for all intents and purposes, but got a few nuggets to share with everybody here. But before we get to that, got to thank the sponsor of the toy news. It is Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. And as usual, you'll see some Jay's stuff in tomorrow's weekly purchases, stuff we've maybe already unboxed on the channel this week. So check out the videos. And speaking of this week, some heavy hitter videos on the channel this week as well. Top 5 issues with Mattel WWE figures. Every single year I've done this the last couple of years. This is the 2025 edition. Not sure if I'm going to do Jazzwares. I don't know what's going on exactly there. We might do that in the future though, so stick with that. Also, did a little walkthrough. A Toys R Us opened in my neck of the woods, so did a little walkthrough video. All kinds of unboxings on the channel. You guys know that by now. And even more stuff going on Patreon. We got the monthly giveaway here. It is Major All-Stars. Part 1, Major Stars. I just call it Major All-Stars. It sounds better to me. Major Stars Series 1 is the giveaway over on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel. You guys know that by now. Plenty of content to keep you busy. Video after video after video. Especially this time of year where there's so much new stuff and best of a list, which we're going to start doing a ton of those the next 2 months here. We got a bunch of best of 2025 videos to do, as we do every single year. So check out the Patreon, support the channel. You also get early access to the podcast each and every week. This week on the podcast, talk about my coming across a dead body. Ooh, that was fun. And can you imagine that guy dying? Last thing you got to see was my pretty face. Man, how fortunate was he? We break that down on top of a ton of other stuff. Weekly food segment, you name it over there. My wife, Angie, the deplorable but adorable Angie herself, is over there. Check out the Kyle Peterson Show podcast, wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. But that's it for the housekeeping. Nothing else in the notes there, so we're going to get into it. Let's get into the toy news. Let's start with Mattel Wrestling. Talked about my top 5 issues with Mattel for 2025. A lot of issues lately. However, I'm hoping they turn the course. Hopefully they correct some stuff. We'll see. You know, the proof is in the pudding, as one may say as well. But we did see this week, Ringside Collectibles officially shipping. I should have mine next week sometime. Ultimate Edition Dudley Boys. Always nice to get some new Ultimate Editions. Always fun to get these Ultimate Edition tag teams. We've got the Usos. We've got the Steiners. We've got the NWO. We've got a few of these. The Dudleys is the latest and greatest. So head over to Ringside. Use code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on that Ringside exclusive. We also saw this week from Mattel. Now, good friend of the channel, Mitch Craig out there on the old X. Yes, the X. He did post this. Now, this is the only place I've seen this, but if it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. But we're going to talk about it here a little bit. Looks like the Mattel SummerSlam wave will include a Build-A-Figure as usual. That Build-A-Figure, Jesse the Body Ventura. You know I'm here for that. So Jesse Ventura going to be the Build-A-Figure in the SummerSlam wave. When would that ship? Maybe March? I wouldn't be shocked to see that about March of next year. The rest of the wave there, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Mankind. That's some heavy hitters in a set. And you throw Jesse as the bow on top, sign me up. Should be an interesting set. And it looks like to be a specific SummerSlam era wave. So interesting to see that as well. We've got to get a deal department. We're going to see a lot more of this here as we itch towards the holidays. A lot of deals already, a lot more to come, but we saw one this week. $23.99 for the Amazon exclusive Ultimate Warrior Papa Shango 2-pack. $23.99, you gotta be kidding me. Now, I had one that I got when it first came out. I ordered another one like a month ago, and then I ordered 2 more at the $23.99. So I'm gonna have my mint on card one and then different loose ones to depict all versions of the Ultimate Warrior. But we're gonna see a lot more of this stuff. I have a feeling with Amazon, Targets, Walmarts, every point in between the next couple of months we gear up for the holiday. So keep your eyes to social media, keep your eyes to the Amazons of the world. More deals to come in the future. But that's it. No AEW news this week. Pretty soft on that front as of late. No other WWE Mattel news. And I have to imagine should be pretty quiet for the rest of the year. However, looming is there going to be a ringside fest. Usually around this time of year, we get a ringside fest from Mattel and Ringside Collectibles. And it would be interesting to see if we get one of those this year. So we'll have to stay tuned to that. Should be in the next couple of weeks is historically when they do it, I believe. More to come, more to come. But how about we move our attention over to big rubber guys? I did have a little bit of that gripe over the last month or so with the Hercules Andre the Giant, that it's up for pre-order, but all we see is like a digital image, not even the actual render of the figures. I feel like they can't be doing that because you're not sure what you're actually getting. And there was a lot of people disappointed in the Missy Hyatt and the Brainbuster figures. So they got to make sure they curb that chance there. They did talk about it on the major pod this week. They did extend Andre and Hercules to, I believe, November 16th for the pre-order. So if you haven't pre-ordered yet, you can. And they did update the graphics. They said there was some stuff behind the scenes that got in the way. A rigmarole is what it sounds like to me. But it got in the way of them being able to produce those images. They do have them now. So now you can make that decision if you were on the fence before. But Hercules, Andre the Giant, 2 heavy hitters. Now, no other pre-order for November. Mike Santana is still up. Apparently 100 of those remain. About 100 of those remain. Rumors that King Haku might go up sometime this month as an in-stock drop. And speaking of in-stock drops, you'll see it in weekly purchases tomorrow. Danhausen, Ric Flair. We did pick those ones up, so we will unbox those on the channel. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. But if you're after those big rubber guys, you know where to go. CollectMajor.com. We did see this week Title Run Toys. They came out with a Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. That's a deep WCW cut. WCW Saturday Night. A guy that was around for a heck of a long time. Wasn't he part of the State Patrol as well once upon a time? I think more famous for training Goldberg in this day and age. But Buddy Lee Parker getting an action figure. I'm here for that. It's a bit of a deep cut, but it would look great on a WCW jobber shelf. Maybe put him next to the Rush Roadkill figure once upon a time. Or Roadblock, I guess. Roadblock figure. I always get that confused, but Roadblock figure. But we also saw late Friday an announcement from TRT is they showed off Harley Race. Now, I'm here for Harley Race. Good friend of the channel. We're going to call it. We're calling it a good friend, Todd McFarlane. We're calling that. We got 2 versions of Harley Race, though. A regular version and a bloody version. So a little yin and yang there. Harley, a guy not afraid of a razor, afraid of a little blood. Only thing I don't like about the render of this Harley Race, it looks like he's looking down. It looks like his head needs to go up like this. It looks like he's just staring down at somebody's feet or something. So that is strange. We'll see. Maybe that gets adjusted, but apparently pre-order is going up next week. So be on the lookout for that if you're into that kind of thing. We saw a little bit of a boss fight, Legends of Lucha Libre. A fun line. They've had a lot of fun boss fight wrestling figures the last couple of years. The biggest gripe I have is very slow rollout on these. Very slow, extremely slow. And apparently the latest wave here, the Brothers pack, not shipping till March of next year. And I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, those should have been here, it felt like, in like August or September. But apparently they are coming in March of 2026. So if you're after your boss fight wrestling, you got a long wait still ahead of you. That's very, very unfortunate. But it is what it is. March ship date. Delay, delay, delay. Wrestle Feds this week showed off some Macho Man renders. They also put up a poll on their Instagram. Do you want articulation on Macho Man? Do you not want articulation on Macho Man? Do you not care? Talking about arm articulation. And by the results of the poll, apparently it was pretty split. It was like 40% did not want articulation, 41% did. And they voted to say, and TRT or Wrestle Feds said to everybody, hey, we're not going to put articulation in there. And some people might say, hey, but 41% of the people wanted it, 40 didn't. Well, he put on his business hat over there at Wrestle Feds. That's dangerously close. That's in the margin of error, you could say. Why spend more money making a figure with articulation if the majority of people are saying they don't really care either way? It'll save them some money. They're putting that business hat on. So very interesting to see that they put that up. And I think it surprised me. I'm sure it surprised everybody that it was so close. Like some people want it, some people don't want it. Interesting thing. But the Macho Man figures look really good. But still with Wrestle Feds, we got to hold these in our hand. We haven't actually had product in our hands yet. That's when the rubber hits the road, as we do know. So we'll see where that goes. I guess in 2026, as we got more of those figures around the corner, hopefully we get some in our hand to give the old test drive. We'll see. But now it's time really for a segment that sweeps the nation, Todd McFarlane. It's sweeping the nation. It's time for the Power Town update. And let me tell you guys, there is so much to talk about. It's going to make your head spin.
No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. No way. We got you. Not a chance. Not this time. It never happened. It never happened. We made this one up. It's fiction. We made up this one. We made it up. Not this time. Wrong. Not this time. Not this time. You're wrong. Not this time. It never happened.
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the end.
And then again, maybe not. No Power Town news, but we're fully expecting the 3 Waves, Ultras 2, TNA 1, Remco's by Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, right around the corner. We should have those in our hand. And I'm going to tell you, Todd, this is just you and me talking here. Nah, I'll let everybody in. Everybody's in on this. I'm making the prediction right now. It's official. I'm calling it. No Power Town in 2025. We're going to have to turn our attention to 2026. I don't see a point right now that we're going to have any of their product in our hands this year. Now, you think about it. If it ships, okay, it ships. It goes to the port, wherever it goes, California, whatever. Then it's got to go on truck to Gulf Shores, Mississippi, I think is where it was. Or Orange, Alabama. I don't know. Somewhere down south. It's got to go there. It's got to be processed. Then it's got to ship from there. What are we doing? You got the holidays mixed in. There's by no chance that we're going to get them this year. It's just very disappointing. I was holding out hope. I was holding my breath, but I had to eventually let go of that breath and pick it back up and start breathing again. That's what I had to do. So don't hold your breath on these Power Town. And I'm getting more concerned by the day. Will we ever see these? I know Magnum and Greg Gagne and probably Steve somewhere. They're going to say, oh, you're going to see him. You're going to see him. But I think there's more doubt in the air than there ever has been. It's communication silent totally right now. They had that disaster of an interview that really went the opposite direction of what they were hoping. I just have a broken record every single week here. But the biggest news I got this week is I've lost absolutely total faith. I don't think we'll see these at all in 2025. I wanted to believe Thanksgiving, but it's just not possible. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're all just in this together. We got to hold hands. Maybe start a prayer circle, Todd McFarlane. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll start an old-fashioned prayer circle, and we'll get these figures. We'll will them to existence. I don't know, but I have no chance this year. Who knows about early next year? Just very disappointing. And I think when the dust settles here, this will be one of the most disappointing toy lines of all time. Started at the highest of highs, a modern day classic superstars, had the world as their oyster, getting modern talent with TNA, diving into MLW, plus all the legends we never got figures from. A golden opportunity that just crumpled to dust in front of our hands. Just beyond disappointing at this point. But I don't know. It's just, I can't wait till the day I don't have to do a Power Town update. But somebody's got to be the voice of the people. Somebody's got to give us the update every single week, be it an update or not, but to keep it at top of mind. Because if you forget, guess what? History repeats itself. That's what happens. But Wrestling Collection, speaking of history repeating itself, they post all the time. I'm on their email list. Well, once again, they found more Power Town figures and they're all on sale. And guess what? Good for you, Todd, over there, because Todd, a lot of people don't know this, an avid coin collector. Yes, he loves to collect coins. You love all kinds of coins, all kinds of currencies from around the world. I always see you putting quarters. He like fishes quarters between his toes. It's an amazing trick. I see people do it with their hands, but rarely their toes. But you're in luck because the Wrestling Collective, they are selling Power Town coins and they're only $10 a piece. Get your coins, and if I'm not mistaken, you could take any of those coins to your local Outback Steakhouse. I know they just closed 10 locations. I can't believe it, but you can go there and you can get a free blooming onion with any of those coins. However, you got the Vern Gagne coin, you're eating good in the neighborhood. No, not Applebee's, but you can get a steak and a blooming onion. So get your Power Town coins. Take them straight to, of course, your local Outback Steakhouse and tell them Power Town sent you. And give all messages to Greg Gagne is what I would do. That's what I would do. But at least they're worth something. $10. You think a blooming onion is like $15 to this day and age. So it's a heck of a deal. Get your Power Town coins over there. But very, very unfortunate. I don't know. Power Town, what's there to say at this point here? But a long-running joke that goes on even longer. And that's what it's going to be. But moving on outside of wrestling now. And we're going to dive into Mythic Legions. Now, next week, a little bit of an asterisk, a little bit of channel programming notes. I will be gone at the end of next week, so I'm going to have to film toy news early and weekly purchases early. I'm thinking about combining them into one video just because they'll probably be short unless there's a ton of news that breaks, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. And I get a ton of purchases Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which most likely going to combine those. So be on the lookout for that next week. Probably on Saturday, it'll be a conjoined video. Most likely, it could change. Card subject always to change. And we'll talk about this more next week because as I'm recording right now, they're starting to release some of the items. We're talking Mythic Legions here. Legion Con weekend is this weekend. They're announcing the brand new Mythic Legions wave that's going up for pre-order probably this Sunday night. So we'll dive into that a little bit more next week in the toy news because we'll probably be a little light in toy news. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. But hopefully everybody's having a good time at Legion Con. Good friend of the channel, Corey, he's out there from my area. So he's going to be reporting all kinds of fun from that. Should be a lot of announcements. Should be a lot of exclusives. Should be a lot of fun. How about that? So shout out to Legion Con weekend. Shout out to the Treehouse of Horror. We did get an announcement of an upcoming Jakks Simpsons figure. Simpsons line getting very hard to find, as we know. Really self-fulfilling prophecy in a lot of ways. As I put on the old genie hat, or whatever you want to call it, the fortune teller hat, and I looked into my crystal ball, and it's kind of coming true with the Simpsons line. They made too many of the early sets, clogging up pegs. Now some of these later sets getting harder and harder to find. The B-Man set was extremely hard to find. Now the latest set, hard to find. I'm still on the hunt for Troy McClure and Edna Krabappel. Hopefully I come across those. I have seen Grandpa Simpson, and I did see Hockey Bart in the stores, but few and far between as of right now. But we did see Treehouse of Horror Fly Bart coming, I guess, sometime in the next couple of months. I guess we'll have it in plenty of time for next year's Halloween season. But the Jakks line continues. Wish distribution was better. And I think Jakks will probably be the first to tell you they wish sales were a little bit better. Because I don't think sales are terrible, but I think there's a lot of people that want to buy the product that don't ever see the product. There's probably people that aren't into it like you and I, watching videos and checking online. They go in the toy section. Oh, cool Bartman, cool Bart. And then they go back to their Walmart. Oh, it's still the same figures. Wonder if they'll ever make any more figures. They just aren't into that. And I think if they saw, Homer or some of these other ones, they'd probably pick them up. So I don't know. We'll see where that line goes. But they're still going, as we do got that one announced here this week. How about a little Masters of the Universe announcement this week? We did finally see carded images. Last week we saw Queen Marlena. 1, 2, 3 Marlenas, wallflower style. I know, Todd McFarlane. I know all your rap and your patterns over there. But we did see King Randor cartoon collection. Looks pretty good. We're going to get him very soon. We also saw the Mark Taylor He-Man official images. No grainy images here. That is going to be a Target exclusive sketchbook series. As I've said before, the sketchbook series, while cool, always destined for clearance. I think I've picked up a ton of those, about $6 each. Every one has went to $6 each. If you're a long game player, not a bad idea to play a little of that long game. But it is He-Man. It is Mark Taylor's He-Man. And I went to school with a guy named Mark Taylor. Not the same guy, though. Not the same guy. But He-Man coming to the Target sketchbook series. Spycore out there right now. Your mileage may vary, as we always say as well. As usual here, nothing is sacred from a re-release. We remember that. It's a motto of the channel. I should make a t-shirt of it. But Hasbro, NECA, Super 7, Mattel, doesn't matter who it is. They want every dollar out of your wallet, and they are going to remake everything and anything if there's money to be made for it. And no further example right here. Some of the rarest figures of the last couple of years from Marvel Legends getting a fan channel re-release. We're seeing Power Princess from the Void Build-A-Figure wave, an extremely hard to find figure, kind of the Marvel version of Wonder Woman. She is coming out as a fan channel release, which is just going to tank the value of the old one. That's why I always say these things will be re-released, improved on, all kinds of stuff, or just straight re-releases. It's not your best interest to put all your money, all your savings, all of your hope for a rainy day fund into action figures. 401k, a lot safer. I know it's not as fun, but it's a lot safer because your Power Princess figure that was selling for $100 on eBay, now will be selling for $25 because there's a re-release out. So you got to always be aware of that. There's certain instances here and there, but for the most part, if there's money to be made, these companies are going to find a way to do it. So always keep that in the back of your head. Collect for fun, not investments. But we do got Power Princess coming. We got Silver Surfer. Always good to have a Silver Surfer. I think he was a Walgreens exclusive back in the day. And then Warbird, which was a former Target exclusive. Very, very hard to find for a while. I actually came across two kind of way past its day on the shelf. So I did see two of them on the shelf, but very hard to find. So that'll help a lot of people that missed out of it. And once again, Hasbro wants to get the money. They'd rather have the money than eBay people. So make note of that. And if you need any of those 3 figures, going up next week, fan channel exclusive, head over to jaystoysandgames.com. Pick it up when the time comes. How about that? And speaking of broken record re-releases, we're going to NECA. We're going to the TMT line. And it sounds like about sold out, if not sold out by the time you're watching this. Over on NECA Online, they do have a Turtles 3-pack, which is 2 Punk Turtles, which haunted many a Targets for a long time. But they threw in the bonus Scrag figure, which was a Loot Crate exclusive. Very expensive figure once upon a time. Only available in the Loot Crate. Well, guess what? Now everybody has a chance at it a couple years later. Once again, taking the value on that one. So hard times there. It is a 2-in-1 figure. I did track down 2 of those over the years. We unboxed them on the channel. But once again, a re-release. NECA saying, hey, people need this. We better get that one out. I fully expect the Dark Turtle going to have a similar fate. So be on the lookout for that. And if you're holding on to that Dark Turtle for value, you might want to sell that thing now while the getting is good. I don't know. It's just the way they're going with all these toy lines once again. But if you're after Scrag, there might be some left. Most likely not at this point. ThunderCats Super 7 Ultimates. We got a little bit of a reveal of the next wave here. Man, I've talked about it a lot lately. Super 7 extremely quiet in the Ultimates department. I know they've done a lot of restructuring over there, job title changes, a lot of changes with Super 7. And one of those big changes is the amount of Ultimates we get has been dialed back significantly. Very few Ultimates, but we are getting them peppered in. We are getting another ThunderCats wave. We're getting Lion-O, a little King edition of Lion-O, very similar to the Mondo one we unboxed about a year ago or so on the channel. So be on the lookout for that. We saw Whiz Raw, and that's what Todd calls it at the old baseball field. You gotta take a little Whiz Raw in the little boys' room is what you always say. Oh, fun with Todd. But we got a Whiz Raw coming. One of those figures that doesn't look like he would be out of place in other toy lines as well. We all need some Egyptians in our life. We know how that goes. And then we're building out the Lunatics a little bit more with Light Up Red Eye. Makes sense. He's got red eyes. We better light those up. So we got some ThunderCat Ultimates coming. I'm guessing maybe pre-order next week. We'll see where that ends up going. And last but certainly least this week, Todd McFarlane from the couch. Todd, really nothing going on this week. A dead week for the McFarlane Toys brand. We know you got a lot of stuff. We know you're working on a lot of stuff, but not much this week outside of they did announce the 2-pack Merciless and the Batman Who Laughs. That's been around. It's at all my GameStops for like $80. Oof, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. It is going to Amazon. So if you need it, you can pick it up on Amazon. I'm playing a little of that clearance game. I'm going to wait a couple of months, going to wait for an Amazon sale, wait for an Amazon deal, and I'll pick up that 2-pack there. That is my master plan. I got to get a deal. You know how that goes. And those $80 2-packs, very expensive, as we know, and not 2 characters that must have in my collection either. So I can play a little long game on that 2-pack, and that's what we're going to do. And you're probably doing some of that yourself. As deals are coming, the deals are coming. A great time of year to fill in holes in your collection, stuff you long gamed on. This is where you show up and show out. This is where you get those Christmas presents. Because you'll see some deals. You're going to see deals across the board. You know Target's going to have, spend $100 in toys, get $25 in a gift card. You're going to see some of that stuff. You're going to see 10% off sales. It's going to be enough to make our heads spin because everybody wants the money as we close out 2025 and look towards 2026. And I'm looking towards the end of toy news. That's it. Like I said, not the busiest week this week. We'll be back next week with possibly a combined toy news weekly purchases. We'll see what happens. We'll see what ends up going on. But a lot going on as usual around here. But what are you excited for in the toy news? Anything that tripped your trigger? Let me know. You getting those Power Town coins? Todd might beat you to it, so you better rush over there if you can. But let me know your thoughts on the toy news this week. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. Check out Patreon. Check out YouTube channel memberships for even more content, if that is your thing. Sir Paul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show. My weekly podcast with my wife. We break it all down. Check it out every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found. Video cast on YouTube. So you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling to my weekend.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
I'm sorry.